It's Positively Muskegon. Andy O'Reilly today out at the beautiful Hampton Green Farm. Kim Boyer is our guest. We are here today because there's big news in Muskegon. We've got an Olympian right here. Isn't that the case?
Well, almost.
Almost. Tell me about the almost part.
Owner of an Olympian.
The owner of an
That's
Olympian.
right.
That's you.
That's me. Right.
Let's talk about this Olympian. Grandioso is his name?
His name.
Okay.
And Grandioso is a 17-year-old pure Spanish stallion.
Okay.
And he has just been named to the Spanish team for dressage for the Rio Olympics.
That's close enough for me.
Yeah.
You know, if
Close
he's got a
enough.
Muskegon tie, he's our Olympian at this point.
He's lived here. He's been here many summers before he went to Spain to train.
Yeah.
And so people who have been coming to the farm have seen him many times.
Yeah, and there are people coming here a lot because you guys do a lot of work to help out and benefit some magnificent charities around town. Talk about some of the events that you put on.
Well, what we do is we provide an opportunity for local, basically Western Michigan nonprofits to put on their own fundraiser at our farm. We host it for them. We provide the space, we provide barn tours and a small horse show, and we also provide a menu for them. And then we bring these groups in, and they provide the guest list, and they put on an event to raise money for their various causes.
I've been here for one or two, and I think I'm coming back for another one before too long.
Oh, I hope so.
It's an amazing place that you have here. What got you into these magnificent horses in this sport?
Well, Hampton Green, this location's been here since '97, so next year's our 20th anniversary.
Really?
You know, it's evolved a lot over 20 years. Started out as a family farm, something to do when I lived here full time to do with my sons, and eventually this led me to Wellington, Florida, where I got involved in upper level horse sports. And during that time, in my travels of looking for horses, I went to Spain, and as well as Germany and the Netherlands and some of the other places where people buy dressage horses.
Fun. Not a bad problem to have to tour the world to look for.
No, to follow the horses. But in Spain, I found a breed of horse that I loved. It was the culture, it was the animal itself, and I realized that not a lot of people were doing this in the sport that I was interested in. So I bought some horses, I brought back some breeding stock, and we converted this farm into a breeding farm. We built a few more buildings and for the mares and babies.
It's a magnificent layout here. It really is. It's just, I mean, it's you come down the road and all of a sudden this big sprawling farm is here. It's like, wow.
I know people haven't known we were here for a long time, but you know, Fruitport's a great place to have horses. Hay is reasonable. You know, the natural product is very high in quality. It's a reasonable place to keep horses year round in young stock and also to retire horses. So it's a great place to have this farm and this operation.
So let's talk about the Olympics. You get a horse that's on its way to the Olympics. What are the logistics? How do you don't just throw him on a flight?
No, well, to go to Rio, he will fly.
Really?
And the team vets will travel with the horses, so the risk is rather low. And this horse has flown. If you knew the whole story, has flown back and forth from the United States to Europe several times.
No kidding.
And he was has had to compete over the last several months to qualify for the team. And he's been a team member for Spain for the last 5 years. And we actually this year we got sidelined a little bit with a small injury, but came back at a big qualifier just last week, and then was named to the team.
Is that exciting for you?
Very exciting.
Was that the dream when you got into this sport?
You know, it was more than the dream. The dream was to go to London.
Was it?
And that was, we were named the reserve horse. Horses go lame very easily. And when we say lame, we mean, you know, an injury, whether it's temporary or it's, you know, longer term. But that's something that happens a lot to horses that are in Olympic level sport. So every team names their team members plus the reserve horse that goes. So in 2012, we were the reserve horse. And 2 days before the jog for the Olympics, which is the inspection by the vets, one of the horses on the Spanish team went lame, and we were called up. So that was an unbelievable dream to go to the Olympics as a young Grand Prix horse. At that time, if you said, well, you're going to go for 4 years from now, I would have said, well, there's there's almost no chance
Yeah.
the horse is going to stay at the top of his game
Yep.
for 4 years. That's normally beyond the scope of a top Grand Prix horse in dressage, but he did.
He did.
Yeah.
And you're on your way to Rio.
And we're on our way to Rio.
First time there?
Oh yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm excited, a little apprehensive.
I think Rio is one of those places I would go and never come back. I mean, 'cause
Really?
you see the pictures of it, and they got the big Christ statue up above it and all that. It just looks like a beautiful corner of the world.
It looks very beautiful. I
It
agree.
really does.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm not sure I would stay.
No?
But I have Western Michigan and Florida to come back to.
It's good that you're a home girl.
That's true.
Perfect.
Homegirl.
So, the preparation that leads up to this, as this horse is getting ready to go, what's the timeline?
Well, he's stabled right now with the other team members in Germany.
Okay.
This week's kind of quiet for them. Next
Yep.
week, the Federation, which is the government body that governs horse sports in various, every country has its own federation.
Okay.
The United States has USEF, and in Spain they have their own federation that comes. They bring veterinarians. They check the horse out head to toe, make sure everything is comfortable. There's nothing going on that might prevent him from having top performance in
Sure.
Rio. And then basically the horses will ship to Liège, Belgium,
Yep.
and fly from there about 14 hours down to Rio. And they'll also send the riders down around the same time,
Yeah.
so that they can get their horses and get them settled in.
What a
at the
fun
facility
experience.
there. And they'll travel with, as I said, a team veterinarian, and then each horse has a groom
Cool.
that travels as well with them.
Well taken care of. They're all
For sure.
Well, and I hate to say it, but be out here last year with the tour and everything, they're kind of spoiled brats.
Well,
The horses have it made.
The horse, yeah. I know. But you know something, they work hard for us.
They do.
And in exchange for all the the pampering and the grooming and the double checking, all the things that they get,
Yeah.
they work extremely hard, a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
Because to make it to the top, the type of demands that we make on them, especially in dressage,
Sure.
there are different sports.
Sure.
There's jumping, and there's other types of demands on other types of horses.
Yep.
But dressage horses are asked to do perhaps the most difficult things with their body,
Yeah.
with the rider on top of them,
Yeah.
for a period of time than any of the other sports.
Yeah.
For that, they have to be super sound, and they have to be super fit and
Yep.
strong.
Yep.
So it's an exchange.
It's a fair exchange.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
And like any other top athlete, afterwards you have to rehab them, you have to bring them down, and also make sure that they're hydrated, and all the things that you do in a normal athlete.
So it's just like any other Olympian.
It really is, yeah.
Grandioso, right here. Awesome.
There he is.
Kim, thank you for your time. Thank you. And I know a lot of people watch this that may have never heard of Hampton Green, but what you guys do for everybody around here is amazing. I mean, you've got Chef Prize coming up a little bit later on this summer. You've got fundraiser after fundraiser. Isn't it like one a week?
Well, about 2 a month.
About 2 a month, but still. that's
Sometimes a third, yeah.
Every other week.
Yeah.
So close enough.
Enough. We exhaust my staff, for sure.
To think what you put back in here is amazing. It's a gift to the community, and to just know that we've got that kind of connection here is a pretty amazing thing.
Well, thank you, Andy.
Thank you for coming on. We'll give you all the details here, and follow Grandioso. I got it right.
Grandioso.
You'll watch him on the Olympics, and you'll see
Find
him
us
down
on
there.
Facebook.
Find us on
The
Facebook?
Hampton Green Forum.
Okay.
If you're interested in following this, check in there, and I'll put you in, and I put updates as I'm down there in Rio.
Well, if she's going to give me the okay, great, because I'm already in the Hampton Green Forum.
Yes, you are.
I just didn't know if it was a public thing.
Yeah, sure it is.
Now it is. We'll put
Now
the
it
link
is.
right here.
Okay.
Kim Boyer, it's the Hampton Green Farm. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Andy.